Hello there, brothers and sisters of the WoT Blitz universe. You're watching WoT Blitz Addict again. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about the ISU-152 with the mighty old BL-10. And man, this gun is really outstanding. There's no match for this gun, to be honest. On T-rate, it cuts through heavies like paper. It's really phenomenal gun. The tank itself is also quite nice. It's not that mobile. It's not heavily armored. The only armor you have in front is basically your gun mantlet, which is really the only armor you have. But this gun stands out of the crowd, and by using this gun you can do really good job for your team. I will show you 3 games today. One was a loss, but it really demonstrates how incredible the penetration on BL-10 is. I won't give you any more spoilers, but you will see what I can pen easily with AP rounds. No Pramo needed, believe me. Even if you're facing tier 9 tanks, I will tell you, if you even facing tier 9 most heavily tank, you can easily pen it with AP, which is, for me, it's mind-blowing and phenomenal. So we're gonna simply go through the stats, maybe I will skip the stats because you can check the stats in game. You can check the stats on the pages like the blitzhunger.com or blitzstars.com. So I will simply skip it to make it shorter a bit. But believe me, this gun is phenomenal. I will give you just simply a few stats, few basic stats that are most important for this tank. Show you some of my equipment which I'm using, my consumables which I'm using, and we go straight to the gameplay. Okay, so very briefly, as you can see, here's the BL-10. Let us look at the gun. Aiming time is 5.2, so it's typical Soviet aiming time. The dispersion isn't bad for 152mm gun. Look at just 0.334, which is quite nice. Your DPM is almost 3000, reload time is 13 seconds, but look at this. Average pan, I'm using calibrated shells, by the way, so on AP I have 300 millimeters of pan. Guys, in AP rounds, oh my dear god. APCR, as you can see, only 345, but this AP really stands for your premium rounds. And as you can see, almost 100 of HE pen, which gives you opportunities to fully go through the sight of Tiger 2, American heavies like the M6 Experimental, and many more. And if you meet like squishy targets like the Borsig or the Waffle, oh, it's like cutting them like a butter, so it's great. So as you can see, on HE you have average of 960, which is great. On AP 640 average, but I had rolls of 900, as I remember, as a max roll. Also 1200 or 1500 on HE round, the top. It's incredible. Depression only 6 degrees, elevation only 18 degrees, no armor, but still you can play it as I'm sometimes I play it more aggressively, sometimes I play it more like a TD style, especially at the beginning of the game. But this tank can really be a frontline tank if it needs to be. Because you have like 1000 hit points, as I remember, which you can burn if you need. You can see only 90 armor, so it's really nothing. Let's go to the consumables and equipment. Okay, so those are pretty much standard consumables for my tanks, which is a multi-purpose restoration pack, repair kit, and adrenaline. If you don't want to use adrenaline, I would advise you to simply use the engine power boost, because from time to time it's pretty handy. Especially this tank isn't the most mobile tank destroyer around, so yeah, it helps from time to time. For provisions, of course, extra combat rations, improved fuel, and condensed milk. As ammunition, I have 8 rounds of AP 4 rounds of APCR just in case, and 8 rounds of HE. Why so much HE? Like I told you, you have almost 100 pan on HE, which is phenomenal. So you're shooting like more or less half and half of HE or AP rounds. As you can see, the max roll is 1200 on HE, which can harm a lot of tanks badly. And if you're going against tier 7, you can figure it out how much does it take damage for them. You can take almost like more than half of the hit points with one shot, which is great. And the max roll on AP is 800, so it's also really great. As comes for equipment, I'm using calibrated shells to get this AP pan and HE pan up as much as I can, because you simply don't need a Primo then, so it's cheaper and more reliable in some cases. I'm using intense gun laying drive, and I'm using refined gun. You can use vertical stabilizer if you like, but the aiming time 0.3 seconds. I think the getting the dispersion lower is better than getting those extra 0.3 on aiming time, but it depends on your playstyle. If you are going to be at the back, refined gun would be better. If you want to follow and be close second line for your mediums or heavies, you can use vertical stabilizer. It will work even better probably. But we're going to the vitality part. So defense system, well, I think it's better to have this chance to get some extra chance of not getting your engine or tracks damage or ammo rack, because simply I feel it's better for me. I'm not frontlining, typical of frontlining, so I don't need extra 10% to the tracks and fuel tank and so on, and I don't need minus 20% from ramming. So yeah, this works better for me. You have no armor, literally no armor, so there's no need to get this 4% extra armor, because 0 plus 4% doesn't give you much more, simply. So I'm using extra hit point pool, improved assembly, so this extra 65 hit points will sometimes save your life. If I would go for the last one, I would go for toolbox, and I'm using camouflage net on it. It works better than optics. You can, if you're playing close support, you can use optics, of course. It will also work. Improved control, of course. In every tank destroyer and heavy tank, I'm using improved control to get this whole traverse speed as good as it can be, because you don't have a turret, and if any mat goes COD you will have less chances to avoid it. So yeah, improved controls all the way. And I would use high-end consumables, but if you're not using adrenaline or engine booster, you can also go for consumable delivery system. Okay guys, so I prepared 3 games for you. One is a loss, unfortunately, but it really shows the capabilities of this gun. But this game is a win. As you can see, it's a encounter battle. Team is going on the right side, which is for me it's a better choice, because we have only one heavy and they have 2 heavies, so we can just outrun the mats on this side. And there's gonna be a great SU player which I really want to give you any info on it. You will see what he's gonna do all the way and all game, as soon as he just simply evaporates from the map. But in this case, bro, instead of using chat, just go to the garage, I don't know, bump your head into the wall, or do something more useful than annoying people. And I want to thank the RHM, which will really help me at the end of the game. because I'll be the last man standing, and without the Yari champ, probably we would lose this. But he made me, gave me a great help. Oh, there's goes the SU, and and it will all start. So as you can see, there's no problem with penning SU-122-44, even though he was trying to use his gun depression. There's really not a problem to pen this kind of tank. Of course, T-49 is a very squishy tank, so it's really not a problem to pen it. But we're gonna just now it's 5 against 6. And by the way, I haven't gave you any mastery in this game. If you want to see the mastery, I've mastered this tank not so long ago, and the mastery is on my mastery series playlist. So if you really want to take a look at the mastery of this tank, you can simply go through the playlists and find it. It's pretty from like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, so it should be easy to find. But as you can see, our team is pretty much vanishing. It's 4 against 6 right now. So I decided to push a bit further, because otherwise there's gonna be no chance to do nothing. And we on 1,300 hit points, damage dealt, maybe this way. So we're trying simply to do something to even the chances. And now, as you can see, it's 4 on 4, which is quite nice. This T-44 would be nice to clear it, but I have this SU on the side, and luckily for me, he hits the gun mantlet, which will be handy at the end of the game, but you will see it. It's 2 against 3 right now, and we simply need to clear at least one of the tanks, the T-44 preferably, because he's the closest one, and before those 2 heavies will push on us. I have no idea where that shell went, but the RHM clears him, which is great. And really, I want to thank this player, because without him, we would probably lose this game. He burned his hit points, so I just simply showed into hold position. I will spot for him. I have the hit points, so even if I'm gonna be shoot it, there's now that much of a problem. And we're gonna simply just get over here. We found the IS-3, which is almost full hit points, which isn't great, but there's an experimental on the right. I'm gonna put one HE shell. Unfortunately, I haven't switched to AP. That was bad move from me. RHM is backing up. I know there's an IS, but I really want to push on this experimental, because he's a bigger threat. RHM puts one into him, I put another one into him, so I don't bother losing some of my hit points by crossing in front of the IS-3, because now it's 2 against 1. He has a big gun, I have a big gun. If we just gonna get some shots, unfortunately my bad here, but the RHM puts in one into the IS-3, and soon he will die, but at the same time I'll be able to clear the IS-3 and get a win. And as I remember, it was a second class or first class game. It was a second class, 3,453 damage, second class, high caliber, and 3 kills, 966 XP points, and almost 57,000 credits earned, which is really not bad for a tier 8 tank. The crit coefficient isn't great, but the damage do the job. Okay, here's a second game. Unfortunately, it was a loss. We are on Normandy. It's a supremacy battle. I asked the team to go A and B. I really want to support them on this side, and pretty much it will work. I think I could do better by moving forward earlier, but it's over. It's been what it's been. But I really want to show you how good the penetration on the BL10 is. We are the bottom tier in this game, so we're gonna match with the tank like a motion. Yeah, so it's the best armored tank on tier 9, and I'm gonna show you how AP will work against the cheeks of the motion, and the side also, but the cheeks mainly. So first shell into T33, 334 dash 3. But I really want to conserve my hit points by now, so I'm sitting at the back trying to do some damage. Unfortunately, for me, I missed the shot. It was backing up, and I really want to reset my camo now. So I'm backing up, pushing. He's not interested, so I'm gonna aim, aim. Yes, and it went straight in. It wasn't really fully aimed, but I took my chances, and it paid off this time. Unfortunately, it won't pay off this time. I could really aim it fully, but I missed the shot. But it's a one shot, it's not such a big deal. And my two tanks were struggling against the red here, so I'm gonna just simply give him a help. HE, yes, you can easily, with this caliber of a gun, you can easily use HE and you will do more or less 300 damage, even if you won't pan just the splash damage. And here's the CDC, look at the shot, HE, and bang! Yes, 1200, and we set him on fire. I have no idea what he was thinking of. He was standing just in front of the BL10, which shoot him like a second earlier, and no, he was sitting there, but still. Oh, there's a motion. Look at this. The side shot on the armor. Okay, it was side of the turret. Okay, it was panable. Of course, unfortunately for me, he will move. By the way, it's 3 against 2 right now, or 2 against 3, depends how you look at it. But here's the IS-5. I know this IS-5 was somewhere on the right side. We're gonna notice him here, but unfortunately we weren't able to shoot. I wasn't trying to get the risk. And that's the part when I think I should have pushed on this IS-5 and helped my teammate, but it's too late. But I'm able to clear the IS-5, so it's 2 against 1. We're winning on cap points, so it's not that bad. I decided to just back up because they know where I am. There's a motion and there's a waffle, as I remember. So if they push me together, I have no chances. So I will simply just go around. My plan was to go around through the beach and go up on the other side. But as soon as I found out they are capping A, as I was more or less sure it was a motion. And here it is, but look at the pen. Now you can look at the pen. You can see the cheeks. It's a tier 9 tank, and we are a tier 8 TD, and with using AP, we can easily go through the cheeks. And just look. Yes, the refined gun worked fine now. So we get down, he missed me, and we put down this motion to a one shot. Unfortunately, I hesitated here for too long. If I shooted him earlier, I wouldn't, he would be gone by now, and I could easily shoot him. Unfortunately, we bounced this shot and we got deleted. Well, it was a good game, we did what we could. But still, look at the pen of this gun. But still, we made a first class, we made a high caliber, and Valiant Fort, as I remember. So we received 1159 XP, which was great. And you can see how great is this gun. And this last game is on Port Bay. We're pushing C. Most of us is pushing C. Of course, there were some heavies pushing on A. I don't blame them, but if you can see, there's 3 against 3. They have 2 medium tanks. We have 2 medium tanks, and they have a light tank. I'm pretty much sure they want to try to contest the corner of the map on C cap. because they have an advantage there. But apparently they just go straight to C because they probably assume that we not gonna be here because we have 3 heavies, so maybe we'll push the other side. Unfortunately, I haven't fully aimed, and my shell went nowhere near that Panzer, Indian Panzer. But as you can see, they're pushing B, and look at this. Oh, it's a tiger off the buff. Does it look for you that it had this great strong front plate? Not really, to be honest. We're gonna put one more into him, and bring him more or less to a one shot for the most of our tanks. And there's also a Lycan there. When it's angled, look, when it's angled, it's hard to pan even with APCR. I was planning to put HE on him. I'm just waiting for him to poke out, switching to AP. Harmed this Lycan very bad, and the Tiger finally notices me and he tries to get me. He puts one shot. Unfortunately, we hit this pipe, so we didn't do much for him. But the Lycan knows we're here. He pushes forward, but the Tiger 2 decides to go straight in, and we're just gonna clear him for our first kill. And it's 4 against 4 right now. As you can see, all of my team pushed towards the C cap, and I'm alone here against at least three of them. I bounced the WZ, he missed me, so fair enough. But I know they're gonna start pushing me any second now, so I just decided to try to get the shot. Unfortunately, we missed that shot, but I'm just now trying to back up, and here comes the Lycan. I put my adrenaline on, so I'm just simply trying to get this shot, and yes, so good tip for you: don't stand in front of the BL10. And look at this experimental. We took one shot from the EXP, and now we're gonna push on him. He's on a reload, and with using a PCR, we're gonna just get through his frontal armor. But even without it, we would probably go straight in. But I want to be sure I will get the pan, because otherwise he will simply delete me by simply ramming me and one shot into me, and it's gonna be over. But it cleared. Our team pushed and did the job, so we won. Pretty nice game. So we made 2,859 damage, earned almost 47,000 credits, destroyed 3 tanks, get a second class. We got the second best in team. The guy in Glacial did a great job there. And we did 3 kills. So pretty nice, and I think that shows you how effective is really this gun. So that's all for this episode, guys. Hope you will subscribe. If you haven't done it yet, please do. Push that great red little button below the video. And that's all for today. So take care, bye bye, and catch you all on the battlefield. And by the way, if you want to join my Discord, there's a link in the description also. So you can simply send me your replays there, and I will put them on my channel. So that's all. Bye bye.